Welcome to another edition of Old Guys Loving Life. I'm your host, Perry, broadcasting today from Studio 1A in the beautiful New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Hey, I apologize for that. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I just got off work after a 12-hour shift, and I'm beat. But I wanted to live up to my promises and get a show out to you today. Unfortunately, my partner Wayne is taking care of his elderly mother and attending the family issues, and he's unable to attend today. But our thoughts and prayers are with our brother, and hopefully he'll be back with us very soon. So how are you folks doing? How have you been loving life in this past week? Have you been out enjoying the sun and beautiful, beautiful summer weather? I mean, here in Florida, we have been having some ideal, epic, beautiful weather. Beach weather, fishing weather, golfing weather, bike riding weather, and heat stroke weather. Yeah, it's typically hot here and humid in beautiful state of Florida. But we get the afternoon thunder boomers and rollers coming through and cooling things off a little bit and watering our plants and providing this beautiful tropical atmosphere that we're so blessed to live in. So my wife and I took advantage of the beautiful weather this weekend. Saturday we went, took a drive up the coast, beautiful A1A, scenic A1A, and we just took off, ended up in St Augustine Beach, and we went to visit the Salt Life Food Shack. You know, most of you may be familiar with the Salt Life logo and you know that it promotes beach life and fishing and all. And so I was thinking that it was kind of like a store and a restaurant or something, but it was just a restaurant with a couple of t-shirts and a couple of hats. And other than that, that was the only drawback from it. I thought they should have had a little bit more of a merchandise selection. But the food was awesome. I had a couple of mojitos, and they were the only thing wrong with those mojitos is they didn't last long enough. So lunch was great. She had mahi-mahi, and I had a grilled chicken pineapple thingy. I don't know what they called it, but it was pretty good. It was really, really good. The food was great. The atmosphere was awesome. Had an indoor salt aquarium and with some, live coral and the fish, and it was really, really good experience. So after dinner, we after lunch, we made our way down to the old town St Augustine, went across the Bridge of Lions, and found us a place to park quite easily, and kind of browsed the St. George Street area. I heard some music that really, appealed to me. We kind of stumbled into this little courtyard, beautiful lush tropical floor. I cannot speak this morning. Foliage, landscape, and this guy was playing some awesome music. We sat down, had a couple of beers, and this was the name of the place was called Mikasa. Musician's name was Jimmy Saludo, and we kind of looked him up, and he's got quite a good following, and he was an awesome musician. Now, way back in the day, I mean, we're talking way back, I kind of dabbled in music and was in a couple of bands, and I've had friends that were in bands over the years, and some that still are quite great musicians, as a matter of fact. And so, since I've been out of music for a long time, the modern technology escapes me because I was a part of it. But so some of you may be very familiar with this, but this was so unique to me. The guy picked up his acoustic guitar and drummed a drum beat, and it continued. Then he picked up his bass guitar, and as the drum beat continued, he's out of doing a bass beat. Boom, 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 boom. Puts down the bass. Now the bass and the drums are continuing. Then he picks up his lead guitar and strums away and sings, and it was just perfect. I have never seen anybody do that. I've seen one-man musicians in bars and restaurants, for years. But most of these guys have like an iPod, or iPad rather, that plays a backing track, which is pretty much just like karaoke with a guitar. And this guy took it a step beyond, and really knocked it out of the park. Quite pleased. It was a very, very enjoyable experience. So we had a great day. It was wonderful weather, and it was hot, hot, hot. The tourists were melting, as we predicted a couple of months ago on the show, how the tourists come down here from the Midwest and melt away in their little pink skins. So anyway, it was a good time being with my wife. We strolled the streets and did some shopping and looked around and people and just had a really, really great time. After that, we found our way to the ice plant, which is the home of St Augustine Distillery. And they make rum, they make bourbon, they make gin, and they made vodka. And so we had dinner there, and we had drinks, and I had old fashioned made with their St. Augustine bourbon, and they have their own special old fashioned mix that goes with it. And it was one of the better old fashions that I've had in a very long time. And so after that, we made our way back down the coast, returned home so we could take care of the dog for the evening, and we sat outside. I had a nice cigar, and had some more old fashions, and we just sat out there loving life, watching the stars, watching the moon. So what did you do? How did you love life this week? Drop us a line, email, or our comment section on our website, oldguys.biz, and let us know how you're out there loving life. We'll be happy to share anything with you and how things are and how your culture on your side of the planet. Like I said, obviously I'm flying solo today, and so I'm going to keep it short. I just wanted to keep my promises to have an episode every week uploaded for you folks. It's getting kind of late in the day for me. It's time for me to go and get my rest before I have to get up and go to work this evening. So with that, I'm going to say thank you for listening. Thank you for your wonderful positive comments. And thank you for sharing your life with us. Two old guys loving life.